Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Sit Down, a sports and entertainment show, and your home for Bills Mafia coverage and entertainment. This is presented by the Gamebook Sports and Entertainment Network, Duff's Famous Wings, and BuffaloSauceGod.com. This is hosted by Sauce God at Buffalo Sauce God across social medias and at Anthony Babasudo on Facebook. Also hosted by Ramparts Hockey, and also hosted by 12 Gauge normally, and also tonight's special guest T Scrap the second. So in just a few moments, we'll be here and we will be live in the sit down. Here we go.
Yeah.
There we go. So first of all,
T Scrap the second.
First of all, welcome into the Sit Down Sports Entertainment Show. This is presented by Duff's Famous Wings. You don't have to ask for them extra crispy. Go to the original one on Sheridan Drive. Tell them Sauce God sent you, okay? There's still some time left in March. Wednesdays, dollar wings for 10 wings. You know, you can get more, but you can only get the dollar wings for up to 10. It's because they're like fucking liquid gold. Remember that medium is hot, okay? So, bada bing, right? And chitros, you don't want to be not paying attention out there, so you want to make sure you get those wings right, and that's the best place to go is the Dust Famous Wings. It's also presented by BuffaloSauceGod.com, and I'm the Sauce God, your host, as always, at Buffalo Sauce God, and on Facebook at Anthony Babasudo, and also at the Gamebook Sports Network. Bringing in my hosts, as always. Let's start off with Rampart Hockey, a.k.a. Tyler.
How we doing, fellas?
Tyler, on his birth certificate, it says Rampart One-Timer Hockey. How you doing, Tyler?
I'm doing well, man.
I'll tell you this much. I know that you, obviously, your Saints made a splash today, so we'll talk about that. You know, if you guys haven't already heard the news, you got to stay tuned with us because we got more of that later in the show. We got tons of content packed for you guys, but also bringing in one of my other best friends, Mr. T Scrap the second, and they call him T-Bone in some states, but welcome in to Timmy. The Ravens, this guy is an absolute Ravens fucking menace. He is a menace when it comes to the world of sports betting, and he's a menace when it comes to giving fucking great takes on the world of sports. So Timmy, how you doing this evening?
Good. How are you guys doing? Thanks for having me on.
Well, I'll tell you this much, you know, hey, we got the blue lights, the go-aheads, because Sabres have hockey. You know, they play against Seattle tonight. They're trying to unleash the Kraken, but that Kraken could be the Buffalo Sabres. So Tyler's going to give us some insight to that. We have free agent news. We also have to discuss everything that has gone down with the Ravens, Bills, and everything in the world of sports. So we also have some sports betting stuff. March Madness is coming up this week. So I also want to say, you guys, make sure you're already tuned in. Make sure you're following, you're subscribed with your notifications turned on, because you don't want to miss any of the live shows. You don't want to miss our live tournament bracket pick'em later on this week before the tournament kicks off. So if you haven't already done so, hit the like and share. We're here in the Sit Down and Sports Entertainment Show. We're going to go ahead and play this introduction video first, and then we're going to go ahead and kick off the show and have ourselves a great time here in the Sit Down, a sports and entertainment show presented by Duff's Famous Wings and BuffaloSauceGod.com. And the Sicilian motherfucker sitting in front of you.
Let's get this over with. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hold on,
It's simple, baby. Buffalo Bills football is heck, all right? And we tell you something.
I'm gonna crack a cold one because it's tailgate.
Ooh, ice cold, Mike. Let me tell you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are live here in the Sit Down with Sauce God, the sports and entertainment show.
I'm whipping the sauce, I'm tripping, of course, I want it all. All of my dogs be running with guard. Your mama, you're holding your pennies and bra. Cause when I get whipping the sauce, he taking it off. I'm dancing on tracks like stomping the yard. We keeping it quiet, we moving the signs. But now we starting to riot, yeah. Keeping my eye on the prize. I got me a queen, we riding like Bonnie and Clyde. Trips to Dubai, the way I be blessing. I'm destined for changing my decimals. Decibels hitting the wave and rapping incredible. Splitting their head like a cantaloupe edible. Got me so high, I'm touching the sky. Of course, I give it my all. I'm whipping the sauce, kicking the door. But then we been here before. She ain't involved, well she ain't involved. Taking my shot, even if down, we tying the score. Do your dancing, now twist, don't stress, don't trip. Whipping sauce real quick, stay dripping. Sipping on cognac, roll tea in my veins, but you find that I'm whipping it, watch it get saucy.
How you doing it?
I'm twisting and mixing them, shaking them haters right off me.
What you doing?
Yes, this is the Sit Down, a sports entertainment show. Also, your home for Bills Mafia coverage. I am the Sauce God, your home for daily entertainment, sports entertainment, and everything in the world of sports betting. So we have ourselves to sit down here tonight with what I like to call, this is the made men. Okay, this is a bunch of fucking official-ass dudes. We actually got some real things to talk about. We know sports. We win bets. And we're here to give you all that and much more right here. So hit that like and share. Join us here in the comment section. But I want to start it off right away with some hot takes here because everybody in this world that's watched the sit down or seen any of the content that I put out in the last few years knows that deep down that I hate certain players in this world of sports, right? And one of those is Mac Jones. One of them is Pat Mahomes. One of them was Tom Brady for a long time until I gained a little bit of respect for him, right? So when I ask these guys right here, who's a player in each sport that they absolutely just cannot stand, I'm going to start right off with Timmy because, hey, you're a Ravens fan. Obviously, your divisional rivals are a little bit different than ours in the AFC East, and Tyra's down in the NFC South. But you obviously are in the AFC North, where I've said in the show before that this is might be the most hateful and most brutal division in football because I think that you guys don't like any. Like you don't have. Like I don't hate the Jets. Like I don't like them, but I don't hate them. But like you don't fuck. You guys hate every other team. Like fuck Cleveland, fuck Cincinnati, fuck Baltimore. So tell me, Timmy, who do you fucking hate in the NFL?
I almost feel like with Lamar getting the publicity he did, he was supposed to be a wide receiver, right? Let's be honest with that. He's supposed to be a wide receiver, quote unquote. He had that MVP season. And I feel like now they're not as prestigious. Obviously, you can't put them right there with Notre Dame, but I feel like every game you play, it's like they got Baltimore circled. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone wants to beat Baltimore. Everyone hates Baltimore. Everyone wants to see Baltimore fail. Anyways, if we're going back to older times before LJ, I'm going to put Hines Ward, Teddy Bruschi. I fucking hate those two guys so goddamn much. Teddy Bruschi, silver spoon-fed motherfucker. Hines Ward lived off of Troy Polamalu's success. But right now, current, I think TJ Watt is a great player, phenomenal athletic freak. But he is a very dirty player. I don't know what it is with Pittsburgh, but they have a way of like the cheap shots underneath the piles and stuff like that and going low at players. And now you have Pat Queen going over there. I understand Baltimore couldn't pay him his money, but I would have tried to stay in Baltimore. Clearly, Love wasn't there, so I don't have a thing for Pat Queen right now. But I definitely have a thing for who's the linebacker on the Bengals. I'm trying to think. There's a lot of them. Tony
55. What's his name, bro? I know who he is too.
I can't fucking think of it either.
Yeah, Trey Hendrickson. I know him.
Trey Henderson's a piece of shit. I don't like him.
Yeah, I hate him too.
Yeah, I remember Timmy didn't like Hayden Hurst very much.
And obviously the biggest one of all is still Pat Mahomes. I mean, that's inevitable. A lot of people are going to agree with me with that one, but Baltimore and Buffalo haven't been able to get over the hump when it comes to the Chiefs, and the refs play a lot in that factor too. But I just feel like that kid.
See, it's actually funny that. Because Zach Fitzsimmons says perfect, and by the way, there's Zach Fitzsimmons.
Perfect, thank you, Zach.
But no, that's who I was thinking originally. But like, I know that Perfect don't currently play for them, but that's the one that I always think of immediately because, dude, I mean, that guy straight up wrecked one of the best all-time receivers career. Like Antonio Brown was going to go on to possibly go down as one of the top three, maybe. You know what I'm saying, with his records and his statistics and everything he was able to accomplish. But okay, I like that take so far, T. So tell me something else, though. Like, okay, now outside of football, give me somebody else in the world of sports. It doesn't matter what sport. Just tell me somebody else in the world of sports you just absolutely can't stand or hate. I don't care. It's the only time they hate is okay.
Probably fucking Roy McIlroy.
What do you say?
Roy McIlroy.
Rory McIlroy? So let me tell you something. Every time I think about Rory McIlroy, I just picture, his mom yelling to a little Irish boy, Rory, you better come over here, Rory.
Yeah.
How about, by the way, Scotty Scheffler yesterday fucking coming back, from outside the top 5. And I saw it from hole 1. I said he's coming back and he's going to win the whole fucking thing today. There's just some players on Sunday are much different. But all right, let's go over to fucking Tyler this time. Rampart, talk to me first. Let's go hockey first, because I know obviously you love the Sabres. Who the fuck do you hate the most in the world of hockey? What's up, Kinley? That's my goddaughter.
Person I hate the most in the NHL of all time has to be Chris Neal. Played for the Ottawa Senators, just dirty player. I mean, sticking his stick in the back of your skates while you're trying to skate when the ref's not looking, there's 3 refs on the ice, but somehow they can't ever find out to see it. So I'm going to go him number 1, but I also have another one. This might shock a lot of people, but I've always could not have stand Nikita Kucherov. I can't stand him. He drives me absolutely lazy. The performance he put on the All-Star game this year, I get it. It's the All-Star game. But you're going to go out there and half-ass it like a fucking Tootsie Two Shoots? That's not cool to me, dude. So, I mean, he's definitely up there now.
Well, I mean, he acted like it was a throwaway game up in Rochester, if I'm correct. You know what I'm saying? So, like, what the fuck, dude? But if you guys are just now tuning in your live, you're in the Sit Down a Sports Entertainment Show right here on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and on X, formerly known as Twitter, which, by the way, if you're watching on X right now, please do me a favor. Hit the retweet button first. But join us on the YouTube channel at Buffalo Sauce. Got to make sure you're subscribed if you're not already with the notifications turned on. And join us here in the comment section so we can actually hear what you guys got to say about our takes in the world of sports. So let's shift away for a second. Tyler, I appreciate your takes on that too, because I'm going to give you guys some of my hated players here in a moment. But I'm going to start off with some Buffalo Bills news that happened today that I think was some really good news. And I think was something that it's funny because some people thought when we signed Ty Johnson that this was this player that I'm about to talk about. The Buffalo Bills and defensive back Taron Johnson today agreed on a 3-year extension, keeping him in Buffalo until 2027, I believe it is. And this 3-year extension is going to make him the highest paid nickel corner in the NFL. Now, Taron Johnson, obviously, I'm not trying to bring up anything against the Ravens or anything like that.
I know you're
but
going.
I gotta say, Taron Johnson is a good fucking football player, and that just shows you don't have to always have the athleticism, man. You have to have the IQ and the heart to do it. And Taron Johnson, I think it just shows the Bills. As much as I love Tre'Davious White, I love the guy. I mean, Josh Allen might be like my guy, but Tre'Davious White is my favorite fucking player. But at the end of the day, this is a business, and you want to get better, and you found guys that can definitely play, and Taron Johnson, Rasul Douglas, Christian Benford, and we're hoping to see Kyer Alam take a step forward this year too, because I think in the playoffs he kind of got a chance to see a little bit of that. But the Taron Johnson extension, overall, I think was well deserved, and I think the Buffalo Bills made a great move, and this is something showing that they're trying to continue the kind of roster and everything that they have there. So let's start over here. Let's go over to Timmy. What did you think? Do you see Taron Johnson gets extended? What do you think of the Bills' defense at this point with the defensive backs that they got currently?
I think seeing how vulnerable it was last season with all the injuries and whatnot, I think he messed up his neck the one game, whatever, right? But he played throughout like the whole season. He played well. So I think he's very deserving of that money, especially at a slot corner, a very underrated, important spot. I think he's a dog.
Exactly. I mean, I think it's, I'm not exactly sure what the details of his contract were, except for the fact that he is the highest paid, nickel corner in the NFL. But Tyler, let's go to you now, because I want to shift away from Taron Johnson for a second, and I want to go to the free agent signing that the New Orleans Saints made right before we went live, which we were just talking the other day about how he's one of the best remaining, and I don't think you honestly had a belief that this was going to happen to you. So the Saints signed Chase Young on a 1-year, fully guaranteed deal, I believe it is. But that's kind of proving it, because we've seen Chase Young. He's got the ability, but he's had some injuries, and he hasn't necessarily shown 100% of what we're expecting. What did you think of the signing, Tyler?
Initially, my first thought is I hope he doesn't take advantage of this, because, it is a 1-year deal. He could go out there and half-ass it. What do we know, But, I mean, it's definitely a good signing. You still got Cam Jordan on the other side. It's beautiful for the defense. You got Tyrann Mathieu still there. Yeah, I mean, the team, it's in good shape. You got DeMario Davis. See what's going to happen with him still. He's getting older up there. But, it's a good signing for the team. I really do think they can get something long-term done. Maybe if he enjoys New Orleans and the soul food down there, it'll be beautiful.
I'll tell you, I think the Saints have a great football team. You got some great young talent. You shed some of the dead weight with Michael Thomas, guys like that. But I think I know we talked about Derek Carr before. I don't think Derek Carr is a bad quarterback. I think he's just gotten injured a lot, and I think he's kind of just it's not easy to just jump over to a brand new system, a brand new team, and kind of just,
well, the defensive coach at that too. Like, there's not even really an offensive mind around him. to give him
I think
anything.
too, the Saints are still kind of, trying to undo. Well, not maybe undo, but now you're trying to establish something new after Sean Payton. I mean, Sean Payton was there forever, dude. Zach Fitzsimmons says, needed the youth in New Orleans. Cam's gonna retire soon. He has a chance to make a ton of money, and that's something that you gotta have happen because at the end of the day, keeping guys because they've been there for the whole fucking time is one thing.
Hey, yo,
guys,
Fitz, congrats on closing on your house too. By the way, let's give a quick round of applause.
What's that?
He closed on a house, him and his wife. So, congratulations.
Hey. I'm saying, fuck the little golf clap. I like that. By the way, man, I'm happy to have Timmy in here, who's, I want to say, expecting a second child. So everybody out there, wish Timmy good vibes. That's going to be my second god kid, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm Godfather Part 2 this time. I'm pumped because we got to get ourselves a linebacker. So, Timmy, let's talk back to the things we were talking about, hated players.
Bring it back.
How do you feel about Mac Jones?
I mean, I'm not going to pull the race card. I feel like any white quarterback who does good at Bama, wins a championship, comes in. Even Jalen Hurts, they have a lot of pressure on him if you do good at Alabama, big SEC school. I don't know if it's a top SEC school anymore, though. Obviously, Saban gone. He knows what's going on over there. Nature.
I'll tell you this, though. Mac Jones, I don't care if he's a backup now and he's not playing for New England. Until you are out of the NFL and until I actually do beat your ass, Mac Jones, I fucking hate you, dude.
You know what, though? People in the balls and stuff like that.
I just here's my thing. I would have disliked him, but the whole win game on Monday Night Football and he throws the football twice and acts like he's the fucking world's fucking smartest quarterback and like made the right plays. I remember they tried to, like, the announcers tried to say, he might have only thrown the ball twice, but, it takes a lot to hand the football off. Dude, you could have paid me a fucking quarter of his salary, and I fucking would have handed the ball off with a little bit more style, all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? But no one's going to fumble it. Let's talk about some other players that I hate. And when it comes to the world of baseball, right? Man, I'll tell you, a player that I couldn't stand for the longest fucking time was Kevin Youkilis. And that's because, number one, he was a Red Sox. But number two, his fucking batting stance. And I don't care that he played for the Yankees for a year, 2 years, whatever. Dude, what the fuck was this? This whole... What is that, dude? They tell you fucking put your hands together. If you can't swing the bat fast enough, choke up on the bat. You don't fucking loosen them up. But no, you gotta be Bostoned up. You know what I'm saying? And all I'm saying is...
I know mine. Mine was
probably Bostoned up, then fuck that. But if you guys are just now tuning in live here in the Sit Down, a sports entertainment show right here on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, with myself, Sauce God, Ramparts Hockey, and, of course, T-Scrap, a.k.a. Timmy. So, let's get out of this talk for a little bit, and let's go over to some Sabres talk. Sabres are playing against the Seattle Kraken tonight, and the Sabres, in the little short existence of the Kraken franchise, have never actually beaten the Kraken. So, Tyler, this is a must-win. Well, we're going to say every game from this point on is a must-win. But hypothetically,
money on it or not?
Yeah, buddy, I got to wake up as well. So here, let me refresh my endorphins here. So, yes, the Buffalo Sabres have never beat Seattle Kraken, but get this: every time they go on the West Coast, that's usually the first game they play is always against Seattle. So you're playing a 10 o'clock game on the West Coast, different time zone. You're jet lagged, probably. Your legs aren't under you. Once we get the next game going, it'll probably be on fire. But as of this game, I'm going to say stay away from it, Timmy.
Wow. Okay.
So I think last game that they played, they lose ultimately 4-1. They started off 1-0. I think it was just a little reminder that this is going to be harder than we anticipate, and that these kind of games are we're going to have to find that inner champion, you know what I'm saying? And I think they got an opportunity. The Seattle Kraken are not the worst team. They're not exactly great, but the Sabres are playing much better right now. I think if the Sabres can come out and score some fucking goals, Tyler, I mean, boom, the way their defense has played lately, they got a shot at winning this game. They're currently 5 points out of the last playoff spot. So who's gonna lead the way for the Sabres tonight? I know you said that Don Granato got to fucking not change the lines, but who leads the way for the Sabres?
I think it's gonna be an unsung hero. I think it's gonna be Jordan Greenway. You've seen it from the kid all year long. He's a big body. He's going to get in the boards. He's not scared of nothing. I think if the Sabres are going to pull this one off, which at the end of the day, they're human. I don't think they're going to because it's a late game tonight, jet lag, like I said. But if they're going to pull it off, it's going to be that rough and grind game. I mean, that's all there is to it.
Yeah, I think I'd like to see Tage Thompson score. And I'd like to see Rasmus Dahlin kind of set the tone defensively for the Buffalo Sabres tonight, who will be playing, I think, I'm not sure if it's at 7 or 10 o'clock tonight, but they will be playing tonight. So we obviously have March Madness coming into play here soon. We have a lot of things. I mean, they got weird for the tournament week. Timmy, talk to me about college basketball. How you feeling about the upcoming slate?
I'm feeling great. I think Kentucky has a great road to the Elite Eight. I think a lot of underdogs come out, like UAB. I think a lot of I think Florida Atlantic getting an 8 seed is fucking atrocious. Why? Because they made the Final Four last year, get them an 8 seed. They played shitty basketball end of the year. I think they were 5-6 to end the season. I don't think they won their conference because the 8 seed is. They put Iowa State at the 2 seed. Watch them get bumped. Watch, they're not a good basketball team either. North Carolina, obviously, I think they go to the Final Four. North Carolina. There's no reason why they. With the seniority and the continuity they got over there and their head coach, I think Gonzaga gets bumped. And we were talking about Grand Canyon. I think Grand Canyon is going to make waves. I'm just going to be.
Now, I wonder if UNLV is. I didn't look over the tournament bracket completely yet because I want to wait till we get a little bit closer. But is UNLV in the tournament?
I don't think so because New Mexico won that championship, but San Diego State is still a 5 seed. How? That's because they're last year.
So I think college basketball right now is just such a it's so crazy how college athletics really are with the transfer portal, NIL deals.
Everything.
It's funny, we were watching Carolina and North Carolina State the other night, and I was actually sitting there watching, and I go, boom! I think that North Carolina State's actually going to take the ACC tournament, and that's what happened. But that's kind of sometimes the stuff that happens in some of these conference tournaments. But sometimes you see that conference tournament win gives you the momentum going into the actual big dance. I mean, sometimes I think the year that Syracuse won their national title in 2003, they won the Big East tournament, I think.
Right.
I think Carolina, a couple of years ago, they won the tournament. They also won the ACC tournament.
I thought all was a little weird because they did beat Connecticut #1 too.
Yeah. So we got some betting tonight too. Of course, we don't have any college tonight, which is a little disappointing because lately college has kind of been what's working for me and it's been working for Timmy. But we have a little bit of NBA action and we have NHL action. But Timmy, talk about what kind of bets you've been winning lately and kind of your strategy with it.
My strategy is playing. I have to get up early in the fucking morning. I got no time to wait on a game at 10 o'clock at night. So I play. I put 20 or 30 down. Yesterday I turned 20 and 100. Just straight bets. I don't fucking do parlays. And that's the day the parlays are, hit or miss. I'd rather just confident straight bet. And
exactly. So I figured since you got me and you here, who are probably out of our group, we're probably the two people that bet the most, and we probably have the most insight to it. And I think that we've probably learned a good amount of lessons through it. So we're gonna play a little video here, and it's gonna kick off a segment known as "I'll Take That Action." But if you haven't already done so, ladies and gents, please do me a favor: hit that like and hit that share button. Join us here in the comment section. You're in the Sit Down, a sports entertainment show with myself, the Sauce God, and right here with my buddy Timmy, and we're talking about betting. We're talking about Bills. We're talking about NFL. We're still we got more ahead in the show. We had Rampart here for a little bit, but he was tired after work, and he talked a little bit about Sabres. So stay tuned for that as well, ladies and gents. But here we go with the next segment of the I'll Take That Action. Here we go. Yeah. Hey guys, life is too short to bet the under. I don't care if it's 59. I don't care if it's 67. You gotta ride the fucking over.
This is fucking ridiculous. We need a fucking touchdown. The stakes are high for these ones, boys.
Over-unders, give me points.
Man.
So if you guys haven't already pieced it together, that video right there is actually me and Timmy, for a couple parts of it, talking about, we just need a fucking touchdown. You know what I'm saying? So over-unders, all that, money lines and everything, we got it right here in the sit down. And of course, a part of the Game Book Sports Entertainment, hashtag Parlay Patron, whatever it may be. But we do not encourage or endorse any illegal or underage gambling of any sort, and bet and play at your own risk. So if you take our picks and you lose, don't fucking come and bitch at us, because I'll tell you that I already told you. I'm not going to tell you again. But let's talk about some of the keys to the world of sports betting. And I think the first lesson I want to tell everybody right now is that you scared money doesn't make money. And people don't understand what that means. It means don't be trying to fucking bet money you don't have to try and turn it into something you need. You know what I'm saying? So like if you have 200, but you need fucking 200 for your rent, but you want to have 200 more for your groceries, don't go fucking take 200 and throw it on a straight bet. I mean, it might hit, sure, but like that's just not what the kind of mentality you want. So tell me, what's one of the biggest things you would tell somebody right now who's going to get into sports betting of what they should do getting into such a trade?
Write down how much you're spending. Write down how much you're winning. And if you got, like you said, if you got bills coming out, this or that, don't put money down. Simple. It's a lot harder than said than done, but like gambling addiction is real. If you need advice or need to contact anybody, we're not a part of that. We're not associated with that, but we have been in rough spots before in our life. We've been perfect. So
I think another thing too, kind of pairing up what you just said there, is
handicapper pick. Don't be fucking buying $200 handicapper picks, $75 picks per week. That's just, if you're gonna buy picks, spend $25 and buy our picks.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You might even have a little bit more fun.
I'll show you the slips. I'll show you all my winning tickets. If you don't believe me, Tony will show you his too.
Exactly. And dude, on my birthday, March 17th, Timmy ripped off 8 straight fucking wins, man. It's crazy. I think one of the other things I've taught people too is, if you don't like the method that somebody's giving you of betting, don't take it. You know what I'm saying? Like if you have your own way of doing it, then do that, because somebody might have a way of winning and they might have their method, but like at the end of the day, it might not work in your favor once, and it might kind of just be like, what the hell? So always find your way of doing it. For me personally, for a long time, I was just betting totals, and I wasn't betting spreads or money lines or anything like that. I think people also need to realize too that at the end of the day, you can do a ton of research. You can, but it's a 50-50 shot when you make a pick one way or the other. And that's what you have to remember. So I would tell people too, don't think too much. If you want to have fun, just go in there and bet what you want to fucking bet and try to take away some money and enjoy it. Because personally, we don't do this to fucking to pay our rent. We just do this because it's actually fun. Even when we lose, it's not necessarily fun, but it's kind of entertaining sometimes to hear exactly what the fuck we got to say. So, Timmy, what like lately it's college basketball. It's been your favorite betting in its first halves. What is it that kind of like, when you look at your first half numbers, what is it that you're looking for, and what is it that kind of tells you what you're going to do?
I'm looking for each team to have between 12 and 13 points at the 13, 14-minute mark. So they got to come out and they got to start hot, but then they got to just maintain. They don't have to fucking score a bunch of points. But if they both come out and they score 12, 13 points, we're sitting at a nice 25, close to 30. You're halfway there with fucking 13 minutes to play. It's almost like a blowout win. So that's where the 64.5 has been money. 67.5 has been pretty good. I don't touch anything over 77.5. That's just it's too high of a second half, though. Hey,
so of course Kinley's crying, and everybody out there watching, don't mind Kinley crying, because that's my goddaughter, that's his daughter, and Kinley's a part of the show.
He are fucking plus money, Kinley says. So don't be afraid to take them.
And I want to tell people this too. When it comes to betting money lines, and Kinley will agree with this one, just because it's a plus 900 doesn't mean it's not going to hit.
Right.
Like, I think that's where people need to understand this. You see,
300.
There's a number in the world of sports betting money lines that I'm going to tell you right now is the most dangerous number, because, and I'll give you the reasons why. The most dangerous number for money line is minus 120. You want to know why? I've never seen a minus 120 hit, and because it makes you feel a little bit safe, right? It's not the minus 110, which is typically your normal, one way or the other for, a spread for whatever. But minus 120, it's like, oh, that's a little bit more of a favorite. So it's like, okay, I feel kind of comfortable with that. Nah, man. You know what I'm saying? Like minus 108, that number right there, that's what hits for me. So don't ever like get comfortable with what Vegas is telling you.
My thing for college basketball and too last night for NBA, the plus 140 to plus 170. I feel like anything in minus 200, that's a trick for Vegas. They want to take that off. They're taking your fucking money right then and there. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That comes back in fucking storms and gotcha.
You got to storm it up once in a while. You know what I'm saying? Scrapyard. But I think too, also people got to remember, just because your bet doesn't look good, you know what I'm saying? Like you think, man, there's no way I can get 20 points in a minute. Doesn't mean it won't happen. The other day, I needed 7 points in 3.5 minutes. You want to know how many I got? I got 6. That's pretty fucking sad. I thought I was going to open up to a win. But no, I opened it up, and I find out that I finished a point shy. So college basketball, man, is a little tricky sometimes with the way it can just get a little spooky. NBA, I don't really know. It's just been so damn hit or miss with the over and unders. Hockey, though, I will tell you guys this. If you guys like betting hockey, Rampart is quite the money line picker. What Tyler kind of does is this little strategy if he's just picking money lines. So even if it's a minus 400, he's just picking all money lines, like maybe 6 or 7 picks, put 5 on it, maybe win 20, 30 bucks, which normally a 17 parlay with just straight up odds would pay more. But that's the thing, is Tyler's picking some winners. So stay tuned for that kind of stuff too, guys, right here in the Sit Down and Sports Entertainment Show on the Game Book, Sports and Entertainment Network. And this is the Sit Down presented by Duff Wings, BuffaloSauceGuy.com, hosted by myself, the Sauce Guy, right now. Joined here with Timmy, who is also a host of the show and will probably be on a little bit more in the future as we kind of get closer and closer to the NFL draft. So Timmy beat me the other day in darts, and he beat me on my birthday in darts. So he's now up 2-0 in Lifetime, and he just like started playing. I did coach him though, so I want to say, you got to learn. You got, hey, the master and the apprentice beat the master pretty damn quick.
But I'm gonna get the kids situated. My free pick tonight is Cavs first quarter. They win the first quarter.
Plus
190.
I love it. Appreciate it, T. And I want to thank you again, man. Thank you, Kinley, for stopping in. And of course, this is Timmy appearing live as a made man right here in the Sit Down. You guys can catch him in our show with some serious winning for the world of sports betting. And he's come a long way since it became legalized in New York State. Going from screaming because you didn't hit the 19 parlay to check this one out. You know what I'm saying? And
for it. And
I'm telling you, every day in our group chat, I'm seeing 2-3 pictures get sent, and that's wins. You know what I'm saying? Like, that means he's just boom. So I appreciate you, man, and I'll chat with you soon, brother.
And I got hoodie.
Real fast too. Derrick Henry to the Ravens. Is that what's that sign mean for you?
It means that the ground and pound is still alive, but I think Lamar increases and becomes an even better passer next year. I'll talk to you guys.
King Crab. So there we go. Thank you, T. Love you, brother, and thank you for stopping in. All right, guys. So here we're back in the Sit Down and Sports Entertainment Show live here on Facebook and on YouTube and on X, formerly known as Twitter. It's just the Sauce Guy right now. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about the world of sports, and we're going to talk a little bit more about the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills, man, I do think it is at times demoralizing to lose to the Chiefs and continue to lose. Does it mean that we can't get past them? No, it doesn't mean that. I will say this: Joe Burrow got past them, and sure, Joe Burrow is different quarterback, but Peyton Manning, it took him some years to get some success in the playoffs. I mean, that dude was getting shut down by Tom Brady sometimes by Big Ben Roethlisberger. You know what I'm saying? There's talent in the NFL, and there's a lot of talent at the quarterback position, and there's a lot of bolstered up teams. So I think overall, man, like, it's just crazy. Let's see, exit solo layout. All right, guys, you're live here in the Sit Down and Sports Entertainment Show, and I'm going to go ahead and head out here. I'm going to talk a little bit more about some of the topics in sports later on in the week, and I want to thank my co-host for stopping in, Tyler, and I also want to thank Timmy. And as always, guys, God bless, go Bills, and we'll see you here soon in the Sit Down and Sports Entertainment Show, hosted by myself, the Sauce God, and presented by Duff Wings and BuffaloSauceGuy.com.